Good morning, Rabbi Isai. A guten Chodesh. So on Purim, I received this from a yeshiva guy. Castell bottle, unbelievable meat board that he made himself with a letter that says, "Dear Rav Eli, no words can express the amount of akarsa toiv that I can't read it so well. Kitzer, you MDY, I'm truly a different person now. I'm truly a different person. Baruch Hashem, still going strong. If you happen to be in Chicago in 1031, stop by the wedding." So he's a huge part. Yisroel Dessler is a huge part of this year. He came many, many times, and I just want to show you. My buttons are not there. Okay, I have to do it like this. Rabbi Isai, here goes. This is the wedding. That's the chassan. And it's in Chicago. There's opposition in Chicago. A guy came over to him and said, "Could you please take that down?" I'm serious. I had a little, during the chassan, they put me on the, we did a video. He says, somebody asked me if we could take it down. I said, no. But I want to show you what happened. His father-in-law is Yankee Filer. I found this picture this morning. This is Yankee Filer, one of the first shiurim I ever gave in Chicago back in the day. I don't know if it's the first year, but I guess this is the beginning of Shas or something like that. It looks like that's... I gave a shiur in this place, in this room, in that exact room for 8 years straight. 8 years. So, Yesher Koyach, this is our chassan himself during the chasana. Huh? How do you know? One of the many amazing things about the shiur is how you have so many different types of flavors of Jews participating, and how you're so non-judgmental and respect everyone's particular ideology. The video you showed about the 2 young South African boys who were accidentally mixed up at the hospital after birth reconfirmed to me, to my personal belief, that most of what path we choose in life is based on our particular circumstances of upbringing and not by objectives. Oh, Shalom Aleichem. When did you get back? Now. Wow. Now. And not by objective choices we make. Being raised in Atlanta, Georgia over 70 years ago, when there was no such thing as an Orthodox Jew in Atlanta, and growing up in an Orthodox home, not even seeing an Orthodox Jew until I was bar mitzvah, realized that there's absolutely no fault of all my friends that grew up and continue to live a secular lifestyle. The thought of being Shem Shabbos or Kashrus never entered into my mind. Conversely, someone who grew up in a very sheltered Orthodox community never considered living a secular life. We always remember that, recognizing that had we been switched at birth to different parents and brought up in different lifestyles, we would be totally different than we are today. We will be much more sympathetic and understanding to other people's lifestyles and hashkafas. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that all the arguing we do with other people will probably not be successful in changing their current lifestyles and hashkaf. I think if we always remember that, be much less judgmental on other people and learn to respect their lifestyles, even though we may not agree with it. I think this gives a deeper meaning to what Chazal said, think that we can learn from the fact that the Torah points out the uniqueness of both Noach and Avram, that did not follow the path of the people who were in their community, but they chose to go against the crowd and chose a life of righteousness. We all continuously talk about the need for achdos. It is only if we see that in fact we've done and improved that you're multicolored participants, the Chassidim and Daf Yomi. Thank you so much for creating and building such a wonderful family. We'll continue to daven for you and pray that you'll have unlimited success and continue to grow this amazing family. Everyone loves Eli, referring to, in parentheses, not Raymond. David Gray, Miami Beach, proud MDY family member. Thank you for your amazing clear share with all the Shmak humor. I immensely appreciate the tremendous preparation, hard work you put your staff every day of the year. May Hashem continue to give koiches admei v'esrim. Just to clarify, Shnai Mikra should lechatchila be done by Tuesday, but b'di'evet it can be done until Simchas Torah. So anyone who didn't do Bereshis yet, after, as per Rav Eli's rule, they complete the current parasha on any given week, they can go back and complete Bereshis. The Yevesh Mikra is done out of order is also good as long as it's done before Simchas Torah. Tzvi Kurtz, your talents is Nadarim Daf Nun. Shukayach. You already said you are. I'm not listening. It was an honor and a privilege being. What did you say? No, I don't think so. It's not lechatchila to do it by lechatchila is to do it that week. What do you mean? Yeah. No. It was an honor and privilege being with you in the sukkah and the Shana Rabbah, seeing how much goes to work and putting the shir together. To the editors, and of course, our tremendous preparing the daf. We must be very busy on Yontif. You went and bond. You gave a third shir. It was actually great to meet in person many of the characters of the shir who we see on a daily basis. He's talking about they came to the sukkah and are an integral part of the shir. There's only the only person who's not in the shir. Well, there's a bunch of them who didn't come to the sukkah shir. I'm not sure why. The true people of the shir, they all came. There's a few who didn't come even to one shir during Sukkot. One of them was Reb Nachman Seltzer. You can imagine my surprise when arriving back in London after Yontiv, I saw he was scheduled to speak in my shuls, start the day, Torah.
Start the day, Torah.
Start the day, but why is that alarm going off? Okay. Start the day the Torah way. That's what it's called. Yeah. Rav Nachman is right off the plane. Here he is. I chatted with him afterwards, and we both agreed it would be a good idea for him to be mic'd up during the shir, so we can actually. No, I don't want to read this email anymore. May Hashem give you the strength to continue spreading Torah to all parts of the world for many more years to come. The Motzei Shabbos type. Avi Ritville, Golders Green, London, Bava Basra, Daf Beis. That's why he's new to this year. Here's Rav Nachman Seltzer himself, and I found Shimi Liefman Stender over there, so you can tell. It's, what, those are our tables? No, they're similar. Okay, very nice. Givaldi. Nachman. It was good as a matzliach. Have a seat.
Who came up with the mic idea? You or the guy?
Avi, you know how many people have said this thing? But they don't say it about you, though.
That everybody heard for some reason. We don't need a mic for that. Good morning, Rav Eli. This morning while waiting on the lawn. I like that a lot. Take it all out on him. Leave.
You have to have cover for the Rebbe.
He came with some new energy, some new self-respect. Huh? Is that the Torah way? Rav Nachman, is that the Torah way?
Respect for the Rebbe.
Respect for the Rebbe. This morning while waiting for the Long Island Railroad, the LIRR, I saw someone watching the daf and wanted to share with you. Regards, Abe Skorsky, West Hempstead, New York. Here he is, watching the daf. Rabbi Yisai, the sponsors. Cholei of the month? None. The Masechta, for the safe and speedy return of all the hostages. Parnassa Chodesh. Rabbi Yisai, this guy's on Zoom. This is Chodesh. Parnassa Chodesh, leading Nishmas Chaya, B'Moshe, leading Nishmas Chaya Bas Yosef. Parnassa Chodesh, health and strength for Rav Eli. Thank you. Parnassa Chodesh, Lakewood family, Lakewood, New Jersey, because Torah is the best Sgula. Parnassa Chodesh, Yosef and Chaya Sara for Parnassa Bereva. Parnassa Shavor for Shlaima for Tinuk ben Alta Nechama. B'Soich Kol Shor Cholei Yisroel from his family. Parnassa Yoim, Tzvi Raczkowski, 70 yards out of Naftali ben Nachum, Gershon Chaya, Norman Raczkowski, 30th of Tishrei. Parnassa Yoim. Send the Ravitz family in honor of the yard set of Esther Devora bas Yaakov Schon. Parnassa Yoim, Joe Sharp. He's been around a lot. Heard his name. Email, sponsor. Tzlacha Rav to all those starting a new year of Shnai Mikra. You could start today, Parshas Noach. It's also one of the long ones. But it's all about animals and safaris and geschmack. I asked this question at my Shabbos table. You could ask this question. I ask this every year. What else was on the teva besides people, garbage, and animals? What else? What else? He got it. He got it. Shadim.
And oik.
But he was was he a person? Okay, so I said, what else besides people?
No, he's a giant. He's a separate category.
Giant, separate category.
Yeah.
Well, Elk was outside.
Right, holding on. Yeah.
Okay.
He had very thick skin.
We're not learning Chumash now. Tasha's and Chumash, you ask. Very thick skin. Welcome. Shalom. What's your name? You look familiar. Did I meet you once? Ah, okay, that's what it is. From where? Where are you? Bell Harbor, New York. Okay, that's it. And you brought a friend from Leva Torah? Two. What's your name? Yishai? From? Shalom Aleichem. Who else? Another guy. Another Leva Torah guy. Ross? From Seattle. Is it true? He said he got 6 guys to join Daf Yomi. Is it true? It is true. Wow. Okay, hopefully. Wow. Oh, and he works in your school, doesn't he, Ashi? He's a big, big part of our share.
Amazing. Also, the Gemara's came in. Thank you very much. We all got.
It's kind of small.
It's travel size.
Travel, it's good. You can see, you can read. Okay, good. You'll appreciate the real Gemara, the ones that you're learning from every day. All right, our boys say we're holding Daf Kuf Chof Ches Amud Beis all the way in the bottom. Darsh Mar Zutra. So I think if we want, we could do a quick chazara. This will be nice, very quick. Of all the halachas that Reb Abba mentioned, that if a person says to someone, you stole my slave, and he says, you sold it to me, you gave it to me, but if you want, you don't trust me, you could swear and take the slave back. If the guy swears, he gets it back, and you cannot say, well, I was messing with you, there's no such halacha that you could swear and take. The other halacha that we learned is that if somebody dies and he leaves over metaltalin, and he owes money, that's it. You can't get the money back. But if he owes money and he left over real estate, the guy that's owed money could take the real estate. What if the guy that owes money left over slaves? Typically speaking, the Gemara, slaves and real estate have a hekesh. They're the same. So we learned slaves and real estate are the same, and therefore, if he left over slaves, you could take the slaves. Rav Nachman argues. Remember, Rav Nachman says you cannot take slaves. Why? Does anybody remember the svar of the Rashbam yesterday? Why are slaves different? Because they run away. It's not Soymich Das. Then we had a halacha about Shlishi B'Sheni. What is that? Oh, Jonathan Stefansky and Eli Stefansky. But we're brothers. We're brothers. So you have brothers on the top. The brothers had sons. Those are cousins. And then you have cousins once removed. A second cousin, which is a Shlishi. Can he testify to Sheni? And he said yes. Okay, now we go back to the chart for a second. Then we had the guy Peter Vinistamo, a guy that he could see and then he became blind, and he wants to testify about what he saw when he could see. So Rebbe says possible. We had 3 shittas that said no, if it's real estate, you can testify how large it is in clothing and gold and silver. And the Gemara slugged that up. Tinuk ben Abanim, just to remind the Olam, was this thing. He says about a small child, he says, this is my Bechar. Is he believed or not? Believed. Rebbe says believed, Rebbe says not believed. Then we had Ishti Kechad ben Abanim. I want my wife to inherit like my sons, the same amount. So she gets to inherit. We said, if by the time you divide the Yerusha, there were more sons, he had more sons, you have to divide it equally with all those sons. You can take off your tie also, Ibn Nachman, it's fine. You just got off a plane?
Yeah.
You fly with your red tie, Azai?
Yeah.
What is that, for the elections?
Yeah.
One day maybe. You'll run?
Bring it here.
And then we have this case of Moide B'Miktsas, a very interesting case. A guy was sued for 100. He admitted that he owes 50. That's a typical Moide B'Miktsas. He has to swear. But then he produced Eidim that he doesn't owe anything. So he said, no, nevertheless, he has to swear because by the time that he admitted, he didn't know that there was or it was before the Eidim, and therefore he's Chaya. So now we have to go through this. The Gemara says like this. Yeah, nice chazar. All 7. Boom. By the way, I don't know if I showed you this. This yesterday, I forgot to put this in. You want? Why not? We'll start off the shir with a little. I made it into the edit. This is Shloisha Roye Bakar. If you have 3 guys that are cattle herders, they are.
Sheket bebakasha.
What's in Hebrew?
על פי פסק הדין של הבייס דין, רובין חייב ושמעון צווי גרושים.
Oh, he has some tattoos also. Okay, whatever. You got the idea. Givaldik. Now, this is not negate to anything, but I think it's Gishma. Nachman didn't see it. Reb Nachman didn't see it. So this is Shofiv Nishtata. Okay, next. So says the Gemara like this. Dorish Marzuzri. Yeah, 5 lines from the bottom. Dorish Marzuzri Shmei Rav Shimi Barashi Hilchas Abu Chalhani Shmaitza. The halacha in all 7 of these things is like Reb Abba, like Reb Abba said, all 7 is what we said. Rav Yosef Nechama to Rav's father, Rav Yosef Nechama. Amalei Rav Eli Ravashi, the Rav Nachman Mai. You see, the second one is that you could, if somebody dies and he leaves over slaves, the lender could go after the slaves. But Rav Nachman argues, and what's the problem with that? The problem is we pass like Rav Nachman in the entire Shas Bedine. So. Says the Gemara, what we have to do is look at the chart for a second. We have to do this. Ein goyim min ha'avadim. You have to switch it to ein. And therefore, okay, that's how you have to say it. And in fact, Rav Nachman agrees to you. So then what did you give by saying that Allah is like your Baba? If you're saying this case, that the Allah is like Rava, that you could go, I'm sorry. Rabbi said this is a case that you could testify, and Rava said, even in this case, yeah, back. Rava said this is okay, Shlishi to Sheni, 3-2, and then Rava added even a 3-1. They're very far away. They're brothers. It's his father's brother versus to a cousin. So says the Gemara. No, I don't have to tell you that Reb Abba, the halacha is like Reb Abba when it comes to this halacha, because Rav is not arguing on Reb Abba. Rav is just adding a halacha. Not only is a 3-2, but even a 3-1. They're not arguing. By the way, I have to pause for a second. This gives me chizuk. I could say the words, I'll never comprehend it, and I don't think anybody else will comprehend it. Imagine if I ask you to take a test now on 10 daf. 10 daf, the last 10 daf in Yesh Noichlim. 10 daf. How long would you have to prepare for that? 10 daf. To do well. Really, really tricky questions. The Cholei of MDY yesterday took a test on 1,750 daf. Again, 1,750. That's every single daf from the beginning of Shas till today. Not only that the day before that, one of the guys in the Cholei took on all of on Hilchas Nida, Dirshu test. And not only that the day before that, a bunch of guys from the Cholei, I think 4 of them took the Vishinantam test on like 1,000 daf plus on Gemara Rashi Tosfos, and the day before that also the same Vishinantam test. 2 days straight, over 10 hours of just answering through the Shas. And to top it all off, the Rosh Chodesh, who's my Rebbe, who's my Chavrusa, made a wedding this week during the test. And last night, one of the guys from the Cholei, Eliakim, he threw a Shever Brachas in his house. And then I went over and I said, how do you do it? He says, I have to tell you, don't tell anybody, but my wife had to take down the sukkah. Seriously, he's like, it's unbelievable, just mind-boggling to think about it. So I'm very proud of them. There is a sponsor for the Cholei. No? Oh, there's no sponsor for the Cholei. Good call. This is a very, very unique Cholei. I'm very proud to be part of it, to learn with them, and they help the shir a lot. They learn in this room, and it's unbelievable. Okay, so thought I'd tell you this. It's a big chizuk, and at least one of them, Eliyahu Jacobs, has a regular memory, like all of us in this room. You want to say, okay, some of them have, photographic and this and that, but he works and works. He's mamish a hard worker. So, Baruch, hello, your seat is still here. I don't know how it stays available for you every day, but it's here. Come, sit down. Your Gemara is there. You waiting for coffee? What's going on? Everything. Okay. So that was that. Next. Oh, and I need to tell the Olam, I keep on forgetting. Rosh Chodesh, I always tell the Olam that Rosh Chodesh, you make a special little su'udah for Rosh Chodesh. Today, you should probably be careful. I don't know what the halach is exactly, not to do it too close to Shabbos, that sort of thing. So what do you do tomorrow? Tomorrow's Rosh Chodesh. You have to add a food. I don't know if everybody knows this. You add a food to your Shabbos. If your wife always makes meat and fish, and then add another type of meat. Add something special to cover Rosh Chodesh. Just throwing it out there. Something in Mar.
Mar Baravashi agrees 1 to 3. How come he didn't say? How come he said?
What?
Mar Baravashi.
No. It's completely different. 2 and 3 is easier than 1 to 3.
Correct.
Right.
So if the Mar saying that Mar Baravashi would agree to Rava, and Rava's not arguing.
Not Mara. You mean Rababa? Rababa agrees to Rava. Yeah. We're talking about Rababa. Rababa's the one that said all 7 things. Yeah. Yeah.
Then why wouldn't he just say Rishon? That's the bigger chiddush.
Oh, why didn't he say it? I hear.
Yeah.
Why didn't Rababa, I don't know, you're saying if he didn't argue, it's a good Shaila. I think it's a good question, yeah? You hear what he's asking? He's asking if Rababa actually agrees to Rava, that even a 1 to 3, so how come he didn't say it if it's a bigger chiddush? I hear. Zog the Gemara. Idem Mar Baravashi. Mar Baravashi said a very interesting thing. When we saw it, we like, what is he talking about? He's saying that a grandson could testify about his grandfather. And that's what you're trying to say, that the law is like Rababa. The law is not like that. No, nobody thought for a second that a grandson could testify about a grandfather. So why does the Gemara say that the law is like Rababa? What about those great cases that a blind person who saw things when he wasn't blind, he could come to Bezin and testify. The clothing was this size. According to one man, I saw the block of gold. I weighed it. It weighed 3.5 pounds. He testified what he saw. And Rababa argues on that. He says, no. When you testify, you have to be a seeing person. When you see the thing, you have to be seeing, obviously. And when you testify, you have to be seeing. What happens in the middle, that's not important. We already slugged them up. And for Shabraisa, they have to be seeing in the beginning and the end. Hello. Number 1 is to exclude Rabbi Yochanan, which is Tinuk ben Abanim. Let's see the picture again. Why not? I love this picture. It's geschmack. Person has many kids, and he says, "Oh, this 2-month-old is my bchar," meaning all the other kids are mamzerim. He's believed, and Rabbi Yochanan says he's not believed. So that's what it's coming to say. That all 7 that we say that Allah is like Rabbi is to say that Allah is not like Rabbi Yochanan in case number 5. Umat kafta de mar baravashi, and in case number 7, where a person is sued for 100, he admits to 50, and then come Adam and say that you don't know anything, and that Mar baravashi said, what are you talking about? He has Adam, he's a Meshav Aveda, he did a big chesed by admitting. He shouldn't have to swear at all. The halach is not like him. The halach is he does have to swear. Zog the Gemara. I have a little bit of a sugi here. It's similar. It's kind of repetitive. Not very, but... Heichi Domi Matana. Best friends over here. This is all part of it. This is all part of this year. A little rib this way, a little this that way. No, I saw you like making up with him in the corner of my eye. I saw something. What was going on over there? Heichi Domi what? They are brothers. No. He's not a Baldman. These guys are Baldmans. Heichidami, next time. Heichidami matana betchila, heichidami beemtza, heichidami besoif. So we said like this. We said, and the Rabbi said, this is the whole sugya basically. Really, al regal achas. These words right here. And I just found myself doing this for a second. I was gonna come with the garbage vest today, but I forgot it at home, seriously. And then I thought to myself, wait a minute, this has everything to do with the parsha. There's a whole floor of garbage in the teva, and I don't know, we have to tie it in somehow. Some Dvar Torah. Anyways, so it makes a lot of sense. Most of America, 50-something% of America, garbage. Okay, geschmack. A matana as he's leaving. So says the Gemara. Listen to this. It's unbelievable. A guy says, I'm giving you a gift and I'm giving you Yerusha. He says two words, two things to one person. What's the halacha? It doesn't matter. The Gemara says it doesn't matter. He says matana first, matana last, matana in the middle. It doesn't matter. They're all good. Check this out here. All of them. It doesn't matter if he said matana and then Yerusha, Yerusha then matana, or Yerusha, matana, Yerusha. That's what the Mishnah says. Why? Because, this is the whole sugya. The word Yerusha is illegal. You can't give Yerusha. Yerusha, the Torah gives, a person dies, it goes Yerusha. You can't say, I'm giving you Yerusha. You can say, I'm giving you a gift. So, if a person says a silly thing and a true thing, I'm giving you a gift, which is real, and I'm giving you Yerusha, which is against halacha, we ignore the Yerusha, or we explain away the word Yerusha, and we say he meant a gift. Okay, so let's just see inside, and that's basically the whole sugya, and then we can go home. What does it mean? The beginning, end, and middle? He saw the plainest, the plain of Yisroel, like I said, it says over here. There's a nesina, there's a gift in the beginning, and then he says all the way at the end, Yerusha, gift. You see, he did a little bow in the beginning, Yerusha at the end. Yerusha, if he says the word Yerusha first, gift second. Yerusha, he says the word Yerusha in the beginning, a sandwich. He sandwiches terrible stuff with good things, like matan in the middle, zui matan b'emtza. Oh. This all holds true when it's one field, one person, the guy messes up, says the wrong word, he says the word of Yerusha, no, so we ignore his word of Yerusha. Well, here we have a little bit of a picture. One word, one person, one field. He says two silly words, one silly one good one. So we knock away the bad word, and you're left with the good word, which is tinasim, gift. Gift is good. Now we have 3 or 4 shittas here. We have different possibilities here. What? Permutations. Pei, reish. Only someone that speaks both languages know what I just did, right? But if it's one person in 2 fields, and he said something not here. Maybe it's over here. The top one is one field, one person, and he said Yerusha, gift. Fine. What happens if it's one person, like you see the middle line? It's one person with 2 fields. The bottom line is 2 people and 1 field. He's trying to give half a field and half a field with 2 different lashonos. Or 2 fields with 2 different lashonos. Take field A as a gift, take field B as a Yerusha. Let's think about it for a second. Because this is tricky. Because if you look at the chart, it's going to be tricky. What happens if there's one person, 2 fields? Think about it. The guy says, I want to give you field A as a gift, field B as a Yerusha. What's the halacha? What do you think the halacha should be? What? He gets 1. Excellent. Not like it says in the chart, sort of. It says loikana. That's what the Gemara says, the lashon of the Gemara, loikana, because it means the second field loikana, but you get 1. And we have to be clear about that. What about on the bottom? When there's 1 field, and he says, half the field is a gift to Ruvain, half the field is a Yerusha to Shimon. What's the halacha? Only the first half goes to Ruvain, second half doesn't go to Shimon. So let's see inside. 1 person, 2 fields. It doesn't work. In other words, the bad lashon doesn't work. The word of Yerusha doesn't work. The word of Matana works. The word Matana is so powerful to explain away the bad word of Yerusha that it works. That what? If one person is getting 2 fields and the second field is a lashon of Yerusha, we're going to explain that Yerusha doesn't mean Yerusha. Yerusha means a gift. Now what about 2 fields and 2 people? Shimon is getting a separate field as a Yerusha. Does Reb Elazar agree that everything flips over? No. In this case, no. So, Reb Elazar, if it's 1 field divided in 2 to 2 people, but if loy, end the story. Yasa Ravin Omar. Here's the problem. Rava says that Rabbi Yochanan said the opposite. Tinasin saw the ploinis, the ploini v'yirash ploini saw the ploinis. Rabbi Yochanan Omar Chana. Over here he says it's good. Why? Because he used the lashon of matana and everything is great. Rabbi Lazar Omer loy kana. So you have a little bit of a stira. It's mamish the opposite. We just said a second ago. Here, let's just see what we have. The next one. Oh, here it moves, guys. Look at this. If there's one field, one person, obviously he's kinda. Two fields, one person, he gets one field. Two parts of a field, only half goes to that guy. Now Rav Dimi says, okay, that's Rabbi Lazar says, check this out. It's important to remember because we just read an opposite word. According to Rabbi Lazar, all these three cases, it's good. We translate the word Yerusha to mean a gift and everything is good. Besides, if it's two people in two fields. The problem was we just read in the name of Rabbi Yochanan in the name of Ravin. Rabbi Lazar Omer loy kana. It just says here, kana, everything's great. You're telling me loy kana. What's going on here? And also Rabbi Yochanan is a contradiction. Omer le abai le Ravin. An cheta lon chada. One of them I could do away with. It's not such a contradiction. But one of them is a big problem. So I did this morning, hopefully. Here we go. You see, we have Rabbi Lazar against Rabbi Lazar. It makes no sense. According to Rabbi Dimi, according to Rabbi Lazar, you say two lashonos, Yerusha, Matana, everything works. According to Ravin, and they're both in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Two Talmidim of Rabbi Yochanan. According to Ravin, Rabbi Yochanan said specifically that why does it say Rabbi Lazar there? Yeah, in Rabbi Lazar, sorry. Yeah. If you say Yerusha and Matana, Laikana, so what do? The answer is very simple. Take a look at the bottom. The reason it works is only one person. Yeah, there's two fields. We say both fields are a Matana. Beautiful. Look at the bottom. It's not a contradiction. Ravin was repeating from his Rebbe Yochanan on a different case. Two people, two fields, doesn't work when you say Yerusha. What do we do with this? Let's see if I could get, not this one, sorry. Where's Rabbi Yochanan? Oh, here, Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan is a contradiction. Says the Gemara, Amaroi Ninu. He's saying about himself, me, Ravin, I'm an Amoira, and Rav Dimi is an Amoira. We both heard different things. Argument in what Rabbi Yochanan said. Okay. What happened? Oh, the lock button?
Left bottom.
Oh, correct. Beautiful. Thank you. How do you know this stuff? Just does it every day at night. Givaldi. Thank you. Now finally we have a fourth sheet. The Rabbi said the other one's falling asleep. What's going on here? A lot of people are up. I don't know what's going on here.
It's interesting.
Solid sugya. It's interesting. Listen to this one. Rish Lakish makes it complicated. In other words, he says it's not as simple as you think. You use the lashon of Yerusha, very good. It doesn't help me. Only if you do it in a very, very specific way. Listen to this. You have to say it in this exact lashon. Ploini uploini Yershu. Reuben and Shimon Yerusha. Sada ploinus uploinus. These two fields. Shenasatim. So he says Yerusha, then he says Shenasatim. What's Nasatim? Gift. Lohem b'matana, and he sandwiches it with v'yirashum. Says Rish Lakish, if you put a sandwich, you say Yerusha, and in the middle you say matana, and you say Reuben and Shimon and the two fields. So the word in the middle explains the two words on the sandwich, and those two words become gift. But if you mix it up in a different way, you say matana, Yerusha, no. Then it's not going to work. It's going to work to the person that's closest to that word, to the word of matana. That's it. But it's a complicated way of seeing it. It's not, you said the word matana, whatever. I don't care where you said it, right? We said it all in the beginning. It doesn't matter where you say it. In the beginning of the sentence, end of the sentence, middle of the sentence, you're explaining what you meant. No. Shalom says, no. When you say the word matana, it has to go in the middle of the sandwich. It has to be the peanut butter and jelly, the bread on the side that says that's Yerusha, that gets explained only if the middle is the hamburger, is the meat. It explains to you, oh, it's a matana, then everything becomes one big matana. Not in this case, he says. I don't know. But plukta, and this, everything we just said is an old machloikas, Omer Rav Avnuna. So let's take a look. Let me see if I can find it. Here, check this out. Here, this is Rav Dimi in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. So let's see if we see this. When is it kana? When is it green? The top one is when it's one person, one field. Like the second line. Who says this? Rav Amnuna. What does this match? This matches exactly this that's on the screen. Rav Dimi Omer Rabbi Yochanan. Okay, so that's old machlokes. Rav Nachman Omar. Rav Nachman says like this. Check this out. You see Rebbe Lazar here? Everything is good. One field, two people, one field, it's all good. Kana. Rav Nachman Omar afilu adam echad shtei sadais. Even one person, two fields. Sada achad shnei bnei adam. Mamish like this chart. Sada shnei bnei adam. It's all kana. Who does that go according to? Rebbe Lazar. So Rebbe Lazar matches this Rav Nachman. Okay, it's old machlokes. Okay, they all say two fields, two people. No. Rav Sheshes Amar. This is important to remember because this is the next little sugya. What did Rav Sheshes say? The worst case. What's the worst case? Two fields, two people, two different languages. I'm giving you field A. I'm giving you Ruvain, field A. Matana, I'm giving you Shimon, another person. Field B, Yerusha. Even in that case, everything is a big matana. The word matana. I can tell you how I know this. The Sanya, a guy's going out of town. He says, you know, you could all relate to this. I know you can relate to this. I at least could relate to this. I'm going out of town. Take $2. Make sure you have enough food for the next 2 months. No, come on, Ta. You know what I'm saying? This guy is a little bit of a stingy guy. He says, give my sons 1 shekel per week. Now it takes at least 2 shekel. Bare minimum takes 2 shekel to live, the Gemara says. You need a selah. You need 2. Let's see if anybody can repeat this. You're going to try to do this without messing up. A guy tells his father, Ta, I need $5. He says, 4? Why is 3 not enough? Let me give you 2. And he goes into his wallet and takes out 1 and says, give me change. Repeat that.
Guy goes to his son.
Yeah.
His father. Guy goes to his father.
Yeah.
Tells him, give me $5 for the week. He says, 4. Why do you need 4? 3 is enough. I'll give you 2.
Okay, I'll give you, I'll give you 2.
Here's 1.
And give me change. It's not as simple as you think. Okay. I mean, I love my father dearly. I mamish love him. But when we lived in Bnei Brak, they were so poor. Bemis, so poor. You can't even imagine the anios. And you'd send me, you'd say, go to Rabbi Akiva Street. I remember specifically for what? It was the luxus. You guys have no idea, but there are people, Adiyam Hazeh, that do not use electric in Israel because it's done by Jews on Shabbos. So they'll use generators. Today, generators are very popular. But before they became popular, and even today, I remember Reb Chaim Kanievsky using this. They would use these blue tanks of fuel, and they put like a little, it was a blue tank of gas, and then it had a little, like a piece of cloth on top, and they would light the cloth, and it would give a little bit of a light. It's called a lux. And he would hang it in the dining room thing, and it would flicker the entire meal. It was noir volume. And he says, I ran out of my luxes. Can you go to Rabbi Akiva? They didn't sell it in our neighborhood. Can you go? So I said, okay, can I have money for the bus? He said, bus? I don't have money for a bus. You gotta walk. So it's 120 degrees in Bnei Brak. I'm not, anybody been there in the summer? I'm walking from Ramat Hanan to this. And, you know, can I get a drink? It wasn't even a child. No drink, no ice. You're not going to get ices and ice cream on the way. Nothing. You're going to go there. You're going to come back. You'll drink when you come back. Cholei Yisroel. That's how it was. And then he would say, Dereshta, give me the change in Yiddish. Dereshta, what's Dereshta? You make sure I didn't take anything for myself. Anyway, Happens to be a very large person when he had money later on, whatever. But in those days, it was mamish. He didn't learn in Cholei even. He's a person that always refused to take money for learning. So he learned at home. And my mother, whatever she did, she was a teacher. It was right. So in an American family, you know what I'm saying? We had a car in America with this. You come to Ramat Chana, we were poorer than the Israelis, mamish. Because at least their fathers went to Cholei and they had the 200 shekel that we didn't have. Anyway, if this stingy guy says, no, so it's time out, I missed something. 2 shekel b'Shabbos, 1 shekel a week. But they need 2 selah to live on. What are they going to die? The guy in charge of the money gives 2 a week, but the father said 1. No, what he meant is don't splurge. Don't let them buy clothing and crembos. Remember the crembos? Oh, the crembo, the little fudge on top and the cookie in the bottom. If you behave for a full week, I'll give you a crembo. And the bracha, this. Anyway, so don't buy that stuff. The bare minimum. Because he didn't mean to kill his kids. He meant give him the bare minimum. So give him 2. However, if he's very specific. No, don't give them anything. Give them less than they need. 1 shekel. Hey, nice shekel. You only give a shekel. Now it makes a lot of sense. Mesu. Imam fits in. And if he says, and if they die, yeah, of course they're going to die. Shkoyach. You give them 1 shekel a week, they're going to die. So pay attention to what just happened there. Rav Eli, it's very important. What is he saying? Tnu shekel. What's tnu? What's a lashon tnu? Matana, a gift. He's mamish generous. He's giving a gift to his sons, half what they need. And he says, if they die, when they die, I want all the leftover money in my bank account to go la'acherim. Yishu acherim tachteim. This says the Gemara, this is mamish our case. A case of a person saying 2 languages, Matana and Yerusha, to 2 different people. And 2 different fields. Because here's a pouch of money that goes to his kids, and here's another field, another pouch of money, the extras that go to another guy. So we have 2 people, 2 fields, 2 languages. And what's the halacha? It works. So Rav Sheshes says, you see, I'm right. 2 languages, 2 people, 2 fields. You don't say, oh, it's not a Yerusha. It is. It's a matana. Everything's great. It's a matana throughout. Everybody gets gifts. The kids in the beginning get a gift, a shekel a week, and the guy at the end gets the leftover of the bank account as a gift, not as Yerusha. So you see that if a person uses 2 languages, a gift and matana, and it's 2 different things, it's a little complicated. It's a far-fetched a comparison. But the Gemara makes a comparison there. If he said, whatever you have left over, I have to preserve a bunch of the count so that the third guy could get money here, then they only get a shekel a week. As the Gemara, it's like 2 fields. Why is it like 2 fields? The money that goes to the kids and the leftover money that goes to the other guy, it's like another field. It's like another account. It's like 2 different people. It is 2 different people. You have the sons that are getting a shekel a week, and you have this other guy that's getting all this other money. And you see that the lashon of matana helps to convert the top word of this, the first word of the Amud that says Yirshu. That lashon that he said Yirshu turns into a matana. Mamish like Rav Sheshes said. He says, you know what? I have an answer. They'll say that it's not a raya. I have a great raya. Usually when I have a great raya, I don't tell people how to contradict my raya. I say, oh look, I'm smart. I came up with a good raya here. It's mamish the same. You know what? I'll do you a favor. I'll tell you what the answer is. Here, let's just, so that maybe I just did a little bit of a visual here. Sorry, did it go away? Here. It's not a Yoshi, but it'll have to do for now. He says on child number 1, give him a shekel a week. He says on the other guy, he should have a Yerusha after the guy on the right dies. So he said 2 lashonos, Yerusha, matana, and it's 2 different fields. So says the Gemara, no, you didn't chap what's going on here. The guy on the left is not a stranger. The guy on the left is actually one of the brothers. He happens to hate the son on the right. So he says, so to speak, he says, give him 1 shekel a week. That's it. That's all he's getting, 1 shekel. That's his Yerusha. And when the guy on the right dies, I want everything to go to the guy on the left. We learned that you could say that. Rabbi Yochanan ben Beroka holds that if you have 2 sons, you can give everything to 1 son. We're not talking about a gift. We're talking about a Yerusha. That's why I said Yerusha. You can't prove to me that over here everything converts to a lashon of gift, that everything is a gift. Why? Because the guy on the left has nothing to do. He's just a friend. And he's getting a gift, even though he said a lashon of Yerusha. No, that's not what happened there. What happened is, the guy on the left is getting everything as Yerusha. So it's no comparison to our sugya. Our sugya is where he's giving a gift and he's giving a Yerusha. Over here, the guy on the left happens to be a Yerush. He's not getting a gift, he's getting a Yerusha. Not that the lashon of gift that he said to the guy on the right converts the lashon on the left into gift. That's not what happened there. I love when people give me these big eyes. What just happened? What are you saying? I'm not repeating it again. Fine, I will. Should I? Should I repeat it again? You got it. What? Weiter. Yeah. Now the Olam loves sponsors. This is a great break. I know. I put it on the sheet. Let's do it off the sheets. Oh, wow. Hold on. Oh, chaval. If I would have known that Kobe did this, he highlighted the Rashban. I said before in Rish Lakish, the interesting lashon. He said, okay, well, maybe when I say the word Rish Lakish, if you realize, you'll just throw it on the screen. Where's the sponsor? Oh, because he put it all the way in the beginning. Oh, here's the sponsors. Turning to the Daf Tishrei, we could even show it. The Belsky family married Simcha Beryl, David Elo Shalom ben Avram Moshe, Kinnovations El Sinar, my uncle Reb Chanan Pressman, and Fischel. Should be Schos. It's the last one. For Chaya, and a thank you to Rav Stefansky for selflessly giving up her husband for the cloud. Should be schos for a year filled with Mazal, Bracha, Tzlocha, Parnassa, and Refua, Amen, Yishkoyach, for sponsoring the month. Zog the Eli Gemara. No, sorry. I have no idea. Oh, that. Ravashi. Toshma. What did Rav Shesha say? Again, a guy gave away 2 fields to 2 separate people and used 2 different lashonos. One was a really bad lashon because he said Yerusha and that doesn't work, and one was the matana. Says Ravashi, the matana fixes the Yerusha and they both become a gift and it both work and it works. They both get a field. I have proof. I'm a Ravashi Toshma. I have proof. If a person has a whole thing how he wants his Yerusha to go. Here we go. The guy says, after I die, I want you to have this Yerusha. And after you die, he died, the field goes to the next guy. And then he dies, it goes. He tells exactly how it happens. What happens, Rabbi said, what happens if he dies and this guy gets it? Think about it. Now, Mr. Number 2 dies. Now what? Where does the field go? Should the field go to number 3? Or should the field stay by number 1's Yarshim? It should go to his kids. What do you guys say? Same one? Kids? Everybody agrees kids? Anybody say it should go to number 3? What do you say? Number 3? Stop, you're saying it. Let's see what happens here. He goes into the grave. It goes to his Yarshim. So, says the Gemara. Why? Very simple. The only way it could get to 3 is through 2. It never got to 2. So Vela gets stuck at 1 and it goes to the Yarshim of 1. Says the Gemara, that's normal. The first one dies, the second one dies, the third one. But what if the second guy dies while the first one's alive? It stays by the first one because it never got to the second one. And therefore, there's no way for it to get to the third one. Ask the Gemara. Over here, it's like 2 fields and 2 people. Why is it 2 fields? Rabbi said, I just showed you it's 1 field. It's 1 field that goes from one person to the next. So the Rashbam explains, I have a little bit of a difficult time understanding it 100%, but he says, since it's at 2 different times, it's like 2 different fields. Okay, I can hear. It's like 2 fields, and certainly you see in the chart, it's more than 1 person, it's 2 different people. Uktani Dekana. He said, Allah Shani Yerusha, and he gets it. Maybe all 3 of these guys are his sons. No, that can't be. That can't be. How could it go from the second to the third? According to Rabbi who says, that a father can decide where the Yerusha goes, to which son, while he's alive, as a gift. We're going to have it tomorrow's Mishnah. When a person says, I'm giving it to you, I'm giving, and after you, it should go to so-and-so. I'm letting you use it now. When that person dies, it goes to the next person. That person dies, it goes to the next person. What if the first guy, here, Mr. the first guy, this guy, what if he's a son? You know what halacha is? It never goes to the second guy. Why? Because you said a lashon in Yerusha. And when you say a lashon in Yerusha, it works in the halachas of Yerusha. And the halachas of Yerusha is once it goes to Mr. Number 1, it goes to Mr. Number 1's children, not the 2. She'ein ze lashon matana, ela lashon Yerusha. V'Yerusha ein lahefsek. Yerusha doesn't have any stop. It doesn't stop. You can't stop it. It says in the pasuk, "Nasati lachem mirasha." Eretz Yisrael is a mirasha. So I forgot to say that Eretz Yisrael, Yerusha ein lahefsek. Olam vad. Eretz Yisrael is always ours. The certain groups of religion, I'm not going to mention them now. I don't want to get thrown off YouTube. They say, Eretz Yisrael was given to the Jews, but it stopped at a certain point when they didn't accept so and so. Stop. No, ein lahefsek. It never stops. So to Yufta Dikulu, so now it's a kasha on everybody who argues on Rav Sheshes. To Yufta. In fact, it's to Yufta. In other words, hold on a second. So you see, what does Rav Sheshes say? Rav Sheshes says that when you have 2 fields, 2 people, 2 different languages, everything going wrong for you. You're giving it, because he said, if it's one person, one field, there's no shaila, it goes to him, even though you use 2 languages. But now you have 2 fields, the worst case scenario. 2 fields to 2 different people, and in one person you said, I'm giving you a gift, one person you said, I'm giving you a matana. Rav Sheshes said, it works 100%. He brought a great riot from here that works 100%. So that would be a contradiction to everybody that argues on that. Says the Gemara, remember, now I can show Rish Lakish what Kobe did. This is Rish Lakish. That you have to say it in a very, very specific way. You have to say Yerusha, Matana, Yerusha, sandwich, hamburger in the middle, then the hamburger in the middle. The Matana goes and spreads to the side, and we call it a hamburger, we don't call it a bun. Everything becomes a Matana, not a Yerusha. But over here, you see, not like Rish Lakish, you see that even if you don't say very, very specific like this, like this, like this, it still works. In the worst case scenario, it still works. And Matana flips everything into Matana. Even the bad lashon of Yerusha. Says Gemara, that can be. B'tizbra. I could totally relate to this. I've been learning with my chavrusa, B'li Ayin Hara, for over 8 years. And I've been right. In arguments with him maybe 2 times, maybe. It's a terrible feeling. Every time you argue and learning, you're always wrong. Rabbi Yochanan argues with Rabbi Yochanan, with Rish Lakish. Entire Shas, Rish Lakish was only right 3 times. And now you want to take away one of those 3 times and say, this is a contradiction to what Rish Lakish said. Rabbi said that he's right. Rabbi said that it has to be in a very specific way. You have to say Yerusha, Matana Yerusha. That's the only way it works. Says Gemara, you know when a matana flips the other word Yerusha into a matana? When does it explain it? When it's terkidei dibur. In the amount of time that it takes to say Shalom Alecha, Rabbi Meiri. Called terkidei dibur kedibur dami. When does it have to be in a certain specific order of words, like Rish Lakish said? When you said Yerusha, you paused for a few seconds, then you said the other one. The Hasidim say here, on Terkidei Dibur, they say that if a person is a middle Shemona Esrei, and he starts spacing out, it doesn't happen very often, but once you start spacing out, you have a little bit of a dream, a chol. So you get what? A little dremel, they say in Yiddish. A dremel, a little chulim. You get up to Shammai and he said, you said in middle Shemona Esrei, I wish I was in Vegas right now, and this and that. You always start saying, I never said it. I dreamt it. No. Toich kedei dibur. When you're middle of Shemona Esrei, middle dibur, kedibur. It's as if you spoke. There's 2 exceptions to the rule, Rabbi say. But the Zara, Vikidushin. Imagine you tell your kid, I hate you. No, I love you. You said I hate to the person you love, that means something's wrong with you. You can't tell the Rebbeinu Shalom, I'm doing Avodah Zarah, this is not Avodah Zarah. And by Kiddushin also, you tell somebody, but that's not the reason. The reason is you got to stay away from Avodah Zarah. Kiddushin, you tell a woman, no, I'm messing with you. It's a gift. We don't want mamzer. Real quickly, I looked it up yesterday. Terrible news. It says that, I'm not joking, this is not in our communities, but in the world, 72% of men regret the woman they marry. This is what it says over here. No. And 54% of the women regret the man they marry. And therefore, if you put the two of them together, 72 on this side, the 54 on this, it's 0 marriages have any success. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Very happy note.
A guten Chodesh. Motzei Shabbos 8:30.